So it really confuses me how some people think that it's okay to just completely break down someone and not even take into consideration with who that person really is or what they've been through. Like, I'm one of the nicest people that you'll probably ever meet. I'll do whatever I can, whenever I can, to try to help out and make things easier for you. I'm completely just confused how easy it is for some people to just be so bitter and negative and judgmental about somebody they don't even know or somebody they barely even know. What gives you the right to talk down to somebody or criticize or judge or make them feel less than or stupid for anything they say or do when it's something that they either know or it's something that they believe they might know but are completely unsure about it? It just confuses me that anyone sees that it's okay to do that to somebody. Like, what gives you that right? Who are you? Who deemed you king or queen of being a fucking dick? Like, I don't know. Where did you get that authority or that power to just think it's okay to do that and find it acceptable, but yet when that person finally bites back, all of a sudden they're the bad guy? What do you expect to happen when all you do is tear somebody down and criticize them and judge them and belittle them on almost every little thing they say or do? And when they finally had enough of it and they've given you the warnings or they've told you the warnings and you just ignore it, and when they finally do snap, all of a sudden they're the bad guy. They're the one that's in the wrong. They're the one that's the horrible person in all of this. I'm not 100% firm believer in karma, but I do like to believe in it. And I do like to believe that one day something or someone is going to just bite you in the ass so hard that hopefully you finally get the point, you get the picture, that it's not okay to do those things, that it's not okay to treat somebody like that, that it's not acceptable. You know, we live in a world that's full of so much of it already that it's hard to believe or trust or find someone who's genuine and real and nice, let alone someone who actually, means everything they say, whether it be, I'm here for you, whatever you need, call me up, hit me up, whatever. And there's so many people that say that to me, and when I finally do try to reach out or I do try to ask for help, that nobody's found. That it's so hard to believe in anybody anymore or trust anybody when the only kind of people that I've encountered in my life are the ones that lie and manipulate and use me for whatever. There's so many people out there that, are trying to be a good person or trying to do, something right or something good, whether it be, helping somebody pick something up they dropped, or, just some random person in line at the store, somebody's short a few dollars. It's like, here, it's so hard anymore to try to live a positive lifestyle when all you see is negativity, either on TV or on Facebook or online. And when you grow up as a kid living in that kind of world, and your only source of some kind of positivity is from Hollywood, from anything you see on TV, from movies to shows, documentaries, anything that Hollywood puts out, full of so much of this fake lifestyle that kids get adapted to it, and they think that that's the kind of place this world really is. But when you grow up, you realize, or you see, that it's not. It's the complete opposite. I grew up, just pretty much staying to myself, staying in my room, watching TV, Disney, Nickelodeon, MTV, all this stuff, movies, TV shows, anything. And even now, and when I used to watch those movies and shows, that gave me the false idea of what life is, what friendships are, what family is, what relationships are like. That now, I watch that stuff and it makes me sad. It makes me feel depressed. I even, I cry a little bit, because that's the false impression that Hollywood has given, kids and teenagers, and it's just given them the false idea of how life is, or how life could be, or how life should be. Yeah, life could be like that. But when you grow up around so much negativity and BS, and you let it eat you up inside, and you let it just diminish everything about you and tear you down emotionally, mentally, physically, psychologically, it's just so hard anymore to try to believe in the good of anything, even though that's all you really do. I myself, I always try to see the good in people. I always try to see the good in the situation. I always just look for the best. But at the same time, I keep myself prepared for the worst. Some people might not understand that. Some people, they might get it, because that might be how they, think about situations. Like, for instance, this car you see me sitting in, I work a part-time job that barely gives me anything, and my partner just left me. But I had $800 to put down for a car, and I went to 3 different places. We left at 9 o'clock in the morning. I got a ride from a neighbor. We left at 9 o'clock, had to stop by the bank to cash in some coins that I've let stack up. I had an appointment set up at 10. First place was a no-go. Second place, another no-go. The second place sent me to the third place, which thankfully I'm glad that I found the second place, or even considered stopping by there. And by this point, it was almost 1 o'clock. And they sent me to this third place, and I'm like, you know what? I'm looking at my neighbor, and I'm like, something's gonna happen. I'm gonna get something. I'm not leaving here empty-handed. I'm not doing this again. I've been through the whole car look and going through places and this and that. And I told him, like, third time's the charm. And she kept trying to tell me, she's optimistic that I'm not leaving with a car. She's optimistic this isn't going to happen. And that's fine. That's her thought process. That's her outlook. That's how she wanted to see it. And that's cool. I'm grateful that she did give me the ride. She did take her day to spend with me to try to go find a car. But, when it came down to it, and, after I've crunched the numbers and budgeted everything that I could possibly think of, he handed me the paperwork. I asked him how much the payments were, and I sat there and I'm like, well, shit, I didn't budget this. I didn't think about this. And then the longer I sit there with the paper in my hand, I'm thinking, what did I used to pay a month on a car? Because it's been since November, a week before my birthday. My last car broke down on me in the middle of work. I haven't had a car since then. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, how can I come up with the extra money to cover this? How much did I pay? And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. There's a way. I can find a way. I know of a way that could cover this extra cost. So I'm like, fuck it. Flipped around, put the paper back on the desk, and I filled it out. And I said, okay, let's go. Let's do this. I'm not leaving here empty-handed. I'm not trying to ask anybody for handouts or expect it of anybody. I'm not the kind of person that does that. I don't like asking for help. She offered, a very good opportunity. And even now, it still stands. But she offered me a very good opportunity. And I'm very grateful that she did. I'm appreciative that she offered me that. We've barely known each other for a few months. For her to just throw this out on the table unexpected, like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. I didn't expect that. But she offered to me, and she's like, we can do this. You don't have to get one today. Save up some more money and this and that. You can get this. Just buy a cash car. Like we've talked about throughout the day, it's like, if I had the money for a cash car, I'd go get a cash car. I don't have the money for a cash car. What I do have is the money to put towards a car to make payments on, and at the same time also try to build my credit. By about 3:30, I think it was, I left in this car. I left in my own car that I paid and signed for. No help from anybody, nothing. The only help I got was her giving me the ride that day, letting me drive around to go to an appointment, stop at another place on the way, stop at a third place on the way. I'm glad none of them were out of the way. Every place that we stopped at was literally on our way because we had to go pick her husband up from work. I don't like asking for help. I don't like being that person. I spent my late teens and early 20s doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to build myself up. I'm trying to help myself. I'm trying to support myself without relying on anybody. Yes, sometimes it's needed, but at the same time, it goes back to all those people throughout my life. If you ever need something, if you ever want to talk, whatever, I'm there for you. Well, where are you at when I needed you? Where were you at when the woman who gave birth to me pretty much forced me to leave because she did nothing but belittle me, talk down to me, treat me like shit, and expect everything out of me, but she didn't want to give. Only thing that woman gave me was living with her in a 1-bedroom apartment infested with bugs. The only thing that saved me through that experience was my dog Buddy. Where was anyone when all my heartaches, going through all these troubles, feeling depressed, feeling down, feeling suicidal? I haven't felt that way in a while, but where was anybody when I really needed them? Where was anybody when I tried to call? Where's anybody now? Where's everybody that I know? I don't get a phone call. I don't get messages, whether text or Facebook. I don't get nothing. Nobody really checks up on me but one person, and that's maybe once, twice a month. And that's my aunt from my dad's side. She's about the only person that consistently tries to communicate with me. And yeah, I tend to be a little short with her, not messaging back a lot, or just cutting it short. That woman raised me. That woman bent over backwards for me on a lot of stuff. She treated me like I was her own, and she's about the only constant person in my life that even makes any kind of effort to continue to try to have a relationship with me. Not many people know that. Not many people care. It is what it is. I've learned through life that you can't rely on anybody but yourself, that expecting others to act the way you do or give the way you do, it's not realistic. That's the Hollywood standards that you watched and experienced as a kid, or even now as an adult, on TV, whether it's a show or a movie. Hollywood sets so many fake standards for impressionable young minds, or even impressionable minds at all, no matter what age you are, of how life could be or how life should be. That's not the case. There's too many kids that spend their time in front of the TV, whether it's shows or movies, that watch all this stuff. And yeah, it's good for them to have, something. But when they grow up on it and that's the kind of lifestyle they expect in their own life, or that's the kind of lifestyle they expect at all, and then they grow up and they realize that it's the complete opposite. They don't understand that what they're watching on TV is fake. It's all Hollywood. None of it is real. None of the emotions, none of the sentimental, mushy stuff. You're not always going to experience that as you grow up, as you go through life. You're not. It's just not real. It's not possible. I still believe that that's the kind of world that I live in, but in all actuality, it's not. I'm trying so hard to stand up for myself and fight for myself and just do for myself that sometimes it's just hard, and not having that emotional support, not having that one person who means everything they've said by, if you need something, I'm here, call me, message me, show up, whatever. Every person that I've ever got close to, they've always left, or they've lied, or they've manipulated me, or they've treated me like shit after a certain point, or whatever. This shit's not easy. Living isn't easy. Life isn't easy. People see it as, trials and tribulations and a bumpy road or whatever. Me, I just see it as it is. That it's just a fucked up situation. And the best you can do is just hope for the best and prepare for the worst. That's literally my motto in life. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. I try to see the positive on things, but I keep myself prepared, because if something bad does happen, I don't want to be devastated or crushed by it. And right now you're probably wondering what I'm doing and why I'm looking around so much is because I'm sitting in the parking lot of my job. And there's a lot of people around. And I'm kind of hoping nobody can hear me talking to myself or the phone. I know this is a long video, and I might have jumped from here to there and back and forth. It's my first video. And right now I'm just kind of trying to just vent or relax or something. I'm just extremely pissed off right now with a bunch of shit going on. And I'm trying to figure out how to handle it and deal with it and process and try to move on from it. My life isn't easy. It might have seemed that way when I was a kid. Not having to work, not having to worry about anything, not having bills, not having to struggle, not having to worry about who to trust or where I can go to or who I can turn to when I need them. And it's crazy. Life is not easy. Life is not a walk in a park. Life is just life, and it's a bitch. It's hard. It's a struggle, and it's gonna take a very long time to try to get used to and adapt to the changes, either of the places or the people that you're around. Well, on that note, I guess I'm just gonna end it. It's a pretty long video. I doubt anybody's made it to this point. If for some reason that this does make it to my YouTube and you happen to watch it all the way through, then I guess like the video, comment, whatever. I don't know. Never really done this. I've actually never done it at all. And yeah, but okay. Y'all have fun. I'm getting ready to go to work, so later.